All right, Mr. Russell, again, concluding our fifth rhetorical device for the 2 weeks here. So let's take a look at conduplicatio. It's not catio, it's catio. So conduplicatio. And this is going to sound very, very similar to anadiplosis, but there's one small difference here. Whereas anadiplosis repeated the last word of a sentence at the beginning of the next, anadiplosis takes a word from anywhere in a sentence and starts the next sentence with it. Okay, its function is to expand upon or enrich an existing idea. It can also appeal to one's sense of pity, and it comes to us from the Greek meaning doubling or repeating. Okay, so let's take a look at this. Look at the word gratitude here in this example from Elie Wiesel. And now I stand before you, Mr. President, Commander-in-Chief of the Army that freed me, and tens of thousands of others, and I am filled with a profound and abiding gratitude to the American people. Okay, now if this were anadiplosis, we would repeat the word people. But no, this is conduplicatio. So we're going to take the word gratitude, again, it can come anywhere in our sentence. We're going to repeat the next sentence with that word. So gratitude is a word that I cherish. And notice, it doesn't come at the end. I repeat it from here. Gratitude is what defines the humanity of the human being. So this is an example of conduplicatio. We take a word from anywhere in a sentence and repeat it at the beginning of the next sentence. Again, if this was anadiplosis, I would repeat the word cherish here. But instead, I take a word from the beginning, and also I'm going to repeat it right here. Okay? So conduplicatio. Take a look at this sentence. This is Martin Luther King Jr. speech, I Have a Dream. We've also come to this hallowed spot to remind America of the fierce urgency of now. Notice I don't repeat it here. If I did, that would be anadiplosis. This is no time to engage in the luxury of cooling off or to take the tranquilizing drug of gradualism. Now, I repeat it here, is the time to make real the promises of democracy. Now is the time to rise from the dark and desolate valley of segregation to the sunlit path of racial justice. Now is the time to lift our nation from the quicksands of racial injustice to the solid rock of brotherhood. Now is the time to make justice a reality for all of God's children. So notice this repetition of now. It comes at the beginning, and I repeat each sentence with it. Yes, that also gives me parallel structure, which we've talked about, but it actually is an example, in addition, of conduplicatio. Here's an amazing example I found from this one literature teacher. He seems to be all over the internet. Guy's name is Adam Russell. He says this: it was all this talk of rhetorical devices that killed his enthusiasm. Notice I'm going to take this word, a group of words, and repeat it here. Rhetorical devices that were difficult to pronounce. Rhetorical devices that seemed random. Yes, rhetorical devices were the worst thing ever taught in school. Okay. Now notice if you look back at the beginning, I don't always have to start it right at the beginning of the sentence, but I do generally have to start it pretty close to the beginning, just like I did with anadiplosis. So this is an example of conduplicatio. Okay, so keep that in mind. Conduplicatio. You duplicate a phrase from somewhere in a sentence at the beginning of the following sentences. And there you go. Have fun. Good night.